Say it with me now. Alphamalegod 51 Spade. I'm in here for the news. Now, I normally don't do the news. I normally let a little Alpha take over for that. But I had to step in for this because, as y'all know, basketball is one of my favorite sports. And now we have a bit of controversy going on. And I'm quite sure everybody, unless you've been living underneath a rock and you don't look at sports, you have to know the controversy that's going on. KD wants to know, why is he not considered in the great debate of greatest of all time? Greatest of all time. Now, I want to know what y'all thinking about that. Should KD be considered in the GOAT conversation? And now we're going to break this. We're going to break this down when we're talking about the GOAT, greatest of all time. Now, a lot of times when we start talking about GOAT debates and stuff like this, there are certain things that go with this. And we're going to try to get into this a little bit and try to debate it. But first and foremost, I want to start this off by saying that when you're talking about the greatest of all time, this is not like a Mount Rushmore or anything like that. That's not what that is. Saying a Mount Rushmore is like your, the top 5 players or the top 4 players that you have. When you're talking about the GOAT debate, the greatest of all time, you're talking about one person. And when you're starting talking about the debate, it's that one person and then the second person who is chasing that. If you're third, fourth, fifth, or any of that, you're not in the debate no more. That's the end of the story. It's one person and the person that's actually chasing him. So we're going to roll tape and see what Gilbert and the rest of these boys were talking about. And, so we can get into this little conversation.
But I guess who determines, we just asked Brandon, who determines who's second, third, fourth, fifth? Like, who determines that?
You said third.
I'm just determining when we're having this discussion. I feel like different people are going to have different people that they put in that position.
And that's the problem, because no matter what you say, you're going to change the rules to put whoever's in it, right? And is it your resume? Is it who we like? What is the criteria? Because no matter how you say it, is going to conflict with whatever you're trying to say. If you use rings as GOAT debate, then Michael Jordan would be 12.
And no Bill Russell in that.
Bill Russell will be 1.
Bill
Russell will be 1. Then you will have Sam Jones and Robert Horry and you know what I mean? So if you try to use that as the standard, championships, then Michael Jordan wouldn't be in there. Now, if you just go off of the rest of your resume, then that's going to be another group of people. So you have to put the criteria down. Or are we just doing the eye testing? Who made us feel good when we looked at the game? Right? There's so many criterias that you can use, but no matter which one you use, you will contradict yourself.
So I think off the court matter too, though.
Nah, I don't do off the court because it's you. It's what you did on that floor.
Yeah, but that's a lot of it though. Like
influence.
Like your influence. Like off the court matters too. Like with a lot. Like you can't be in the GOAT and off the court you corny and niggas don't want to fuck with you.
Or your shoes don't sell for the last 30 years, 40 years.
Like all that has to, because it's the business.
But some guys didn't even have shoe deals.
Michael Jordan
as the GOAT.
Michael Jordan's been surviving. His name has been surviving because the Jordan sneaker, the influence of being Gatorade, Wheaties, all of the things that advertised and marketed him.
Yeah, that shit matters.
Keeps him there. Like if he doesn't have all of that and he's not the good-looking, dark-skinned black guy in the 80s and 90s, and we don't have the conversation as much if it's Dominique Wilkins or if it's Clyde Drexler. It made sense for it to be Mike.
It's aura. It's just aura.
Yeah, aura, 100%.
The gold chain.
And I want to stop right there because, they, like I said, they're going to go into a little bit of discussions, this and that. So really what we're going to break down right now is what is really the criteria when you're talking about a GOAT debate. Now, we're going to go back to the topic where we say, does KD belong in this? Now, his very first knock that a lot of people are going to use is that KD went to the Warriors, and on top of that, he went to a Warriors team that actually knocked him off. And then he joined that team after they fumbled a 3-1 lead to LeBron. So now when we're breaking down his career, does he belong in it? And what are the criteria when you're talking about that? Like for me, this is like one of those things where I feel like he is right. Like no matter what you say, it's debatable because most people have Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but just like he said, if you go by rings, then Michael Jordan isn't in that debate because obviously Bill Russell has 11 rings. So then he doesn't even come to that. But then we have this funny thing, and when we start talking about debates, we start to take people out because we are knocking like what they did. So for instance, like with Michael Jordan, they'll say he been to 6 straight finals and never lost. So when you bring in LeBron, you'll say, well, he been there like 11 times and he only won 5 times. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to use that as your debate. Like, he might have got to the finals, but he got swept. He might have got to the finals, but he didn't win. And then when you're talking about skill set, well, does KD have a better skill set than LeBron James? Does he shoot better than LeBron James? Absolutely. Is he light better than LeBron James? What they're talking about as far as like aura? That's another debate because sometimes it is like, does he sell more shoes? Like everybody has like their own GOAT and the criteria, like when you want to put the person in. Like for me, everyone knows I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. So for me, you'll say, hey, well, who is the GOAT for me? For me, it's Michael Jordan, and then you go Kobe Bryant. But now when you start talking about statistics, LeBron is 39 years old, about to go into 40, his 20th year in the league and all this type of thing, and the numbers are still piling up. I wasn't a LeBron fan when, he first came into the league. I actually am not a LeBron fan now. Can I dismiss like what he's actually doing? No, I can't dismiss the numbers and stuff like that. But again, what are we going by? We're going by the criteria. And then to go back on the facts for KD, you have KD who won with the Warriors. He was the best player on the Warriors when they actually did win that championship. Then he actually left that championship team and then goes to Brooklyn. He goes to Brooklyn and then they get knocked off by the Bucks. His foot is on the line, so now we have that debate on if his foot wasn't on the line, they win that, and let's say he wins a championship with the Brooklyn Nets because he would have been carrying that team. At that point in time, remember that Kyrie wasn't playing, James Harden wasn't playing, so he would have took that team on his back, and then let's just say if he won that championship right there, then you're saying a different debate. You see what I'm saying? Like you have another debate. But let's roll tape and let's see some more like it. Let's see some more like what they're talking about.
So Gil, you talked a little bit about ring culture. If ring culture didn't exist, would we view Kevin Durant as the best basketball player ever?
Then what are we going off of? What else? If we take if you take out rings, because rings is team, you have to have a team too, and we just went off of everyone's body of work. Body of work, right? That should be okay. Lucky for me, I have it. No, I'm not going to say no names. I'm going to just read off their body of work.
It's going down in Lexi's arena.
All right. 13-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA, 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time All-Star MVP, 1-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 4-time scoring champ. Okay? Then that's one person. 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense, 5-time, we're going to take championship out, 4-time All-Star MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time scoring champ, 1-time MVP. We have 19-time All-Star, 19-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Defensive, 4-time MVP, 4-time Finals MVP, 3-time All-Star MVP, 1-time scoring champ, 1-time assist champ, Rookie of the Year. Okay.
That person have an in-season tournament championship also in the resume.
That man's
19-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 11-time All-Defense, 6-time MVP, 4-time block champ, 2-time scoring champ, 2-time Finals MVP, 1-time rebound champ, Rookie of the Year, 12-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA, 5-time no champs, 4-time All-Star champ, 3-time Finals MVP, 3 times MVP, 2-time All-Star MVP, 2-time steal champ. Last 14-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 10-time scoring champ, 10-time Finals MVP, 5 times MVP, 3 times All-Star MVP, 3 times steal champ, 1 Defensive Player of the Year. 9-time all defensive team.
Okay.
Now, if you put all these guys together, right, and everyone had to stand on their own.
Now, if he was reading off those stats again, he took away everything, and you don't know any names. Now, a typical person would say, like, if you go by just the numbers, then that's how they should be ranked. They should just go by accomplishment. But the problem with that is some people do look at aura. Some people look at how bad the person actually is, their skill level. Are they doing things that you've never seen before? Like you take Michael Jordan, like Dominique Wilkins was dunking. He had phenomenal dunks and things of that nature in the slam dunk competition. But when Michael Jordan jumped from the free throw line, it's like when you saw that, you was in awe. So when you're talking about debates, this is just one of those things. Now we're going to go back to KD. Some people say, well, he joined an overpowered team, but then they bring it back to say, well, LeBron was the person that started that. And I hate hearing that because that is actually incorrect. There was a big three before LeBron. Want me to name them? It was the Celtics. They actually had a big three way before that. You had Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. That was the big three way before he did that. So this thing is like we move the criteria like back and forth when you're talking about GOAT debates and things of that nature. So y'all let me know what y'all think. When you're talking about the criterias, what is the GOAT? Who is your GOAT? Because this conversation can go on and on. But like I said, this is just one of those things where it's like a GOAT debate can go on and on. What is the criteria? Y'all write down some of y'all criteria. You leave it in the comment section, man. Y'all tell me who y'all GOAT is. You tell me who you think, what you think the criteria should be, because I actually do want to know. This is just one of those things. And tell me, do you think KD should be in the GOAT conversation? Should he even be in the GOAT conversation? Because you like his skill level. You might think he's a pure shooter. Is he, and the thing about it is like this thing can go on and on, because when we talk about skill level and things that you like you take somebody like Allen Iverson or T-Mac, even Penny Hardaway, they didn't win any rings. But if you look at Allen Iverson, he's like one of the most famous basketball players of all time with no rings. No rings. Look at T-Mac. T-Mac is considered one of those shooting guards that was just unstoppable, but he hurt his back and no rings again. So when we're talking about the GOAT debate, and I'm just bringing those up, I'm not saying they are in the GOAT debate. Obviously, when you're looking at the GOAT debate right now, you're looking at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and whoever you think is after that, Kobe Bryant. So leave y'all comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I am real interested in this. Let's start this conversation. Leave it in the comment section. And I'm just going to go ahead and sign out from right here because, like I said, this conversation has a lot of narratives that can actually change. So, hey, man, y'all click, like, and subscribe to the channel. And this is 51 Spade Alpha Male God signing out for ENT. And until next time, man, peace.